Thanks so much for joining us here on Atlanta News First Plus. I just want to let you know that the arraignments were supposed to happen today for the 19 co-defendants accused in the massive presidential election meddling investigation. All of the defendants have filed waivers so that they can avoid having to come here to Atlanta and appear in person for that hearing where their charges would be formally read, and they've entered not guilty pleas. My colleague Rebecca Schramm has more.
As we thought might happen yesterday, all the remaining defendants waived their right to be here for a formal reading of the charges. Instead, the judge today will take up some scheduling issues related to speedy trial requests. Had any of the 19 defendants appeared for their arraignment hearings, this no doubt would have been a packed courthouse today. Still, a lot of people will be watching to see what happens with the speedy trial request by defendants Kenneth Chesbrough and Sidney Powell, both former Trump campaign attorneys. Each has filed a motion to sever their cases from the other defendants. The judge has asked the district attorney's office to describe during a hearing this afternoon how long it would take them to present their case against all 19 defendants so he can gauge whether they should all be on trial at the same time in October. The judge could rule on that this afternoon. Separately, yesterday, Chesbrough's attorneys filed a motion asking the judge to dismiss his charges altogether. So there is a lot happening in this case. We will be watching for any new developments today. At the Fulton County Courthouse, Rebecca Schramm, Atlanta News First.
Thanks to Rebecca for that report. Also, just want to let you know as well that there are new developments this morning surrounding this other case of the Atlanta Public Safety Training Center. 61 activists are now charged with violating our state's Racketeering Act, also known as RICO, because of their alleged involvement in violent protests against the controversial Atlanta Public Safety Training Center, what they call Cop City. In March, video showed these activists shooting fireworks at police and setting construction equipment on fire. Several of the defendants are also facing separate charges of domestic terrorism as well, attempted arson in the first degree, and money laundering, among other charges. Of the 61 defendants who have now been indicted, 13 are from Georgia. Attorney General Chris Carr says that these defendants worked together in 225 illegal incidents as part of this criminal enterprise. We're going to keep following the latest developments and the legal fallout as well. Okay, also want to let you know about this. We reported to you when a Delta flight had to be turned around. Well, new details this morning into what exactly forced that Delta Airlines flight from Atlanta to Barcelona to have to turn around on Friday night. It was a bathroom emergency. So according to Delta, a passenger really had to go to the bathroom. Unfortunately, they ended up going in the aisle of the plane instead of making it to the lavatory. The mess was so bad, apparently they had to turn the plane around. The flight landed back in Atlanta more than 2 hours after its departure. Delta says the flight was delayed just over 8 hours as a result of this. The flight made it to Barcelona Saturday morning. It is unclear if that passenger made it back on the flight, and if they wanted to, even face all those other passengers after what happened in the aisle there. I don't know, Rodney, I can't even describe the face you're making right now.
And for good reason, but we hope that individual is okay. Obviously, he did not mean to do that.
Yes.
So we certainly hope that he's okay. As we turn your attention, Joy, to the forecast, we do have a couple of changes that we're tracking, today in North Georgia. For the most part, we will continue to see hot temperatures this afternoon. So this afternoon, our high will be back into like the low 90s. Yesterday's high was 90. We'll probably be right around 90 again today. We have clouds this morning, but some of those clouds will start to break up this afternoon. So we will see a little bit of sunshine later on today. What you are seeing on your screen is our severe weather outlook for tonight. I want to start with this because even though the risk is low, there is the opportunity for an isolated strong storm or two, particularly for those of you northwest of Metro Atlanta. So if you're in Rome, Ellijay, Calhoun, maybe even Cartersville, down toward Tallapoosa, northwest Georgia in that green, a random strong storm is possible after 7 p.m. tonight. This is because of a wave, a little weak disturbance that will be moving south and east and impacting us later on today. You can actually see They're already seeing some scattered showers and storms in Alabama and back in Tennessee. And like a light shower or two will even be possible in far northwest Georgia this morning. But notice what happens later on today. That coverage of rain, those showers and storms will continue to kind of slide south and east. Most of this will be in Alabama, but by the time we get to about 10 or 11 o'clock, it's not impossible for some of that stuff to make its way into northwest Georgia. We're actually looking at an updated model that has updated literally since I walked out here, and it's showing a lot less coverage tonight than it was about 5 minutes ago, so that's certainly good news. But that potential will be there again tonight after 7 p.m. northwest of Atlanta. An isolated strong storm will be possible. Metro Atlanta will stay dry the entire day today. And Thursday morning, as you get out the door, it'll be dry, but we'll have a cool front that'll move in on Thursday afternoon. So we'll have another opportunity of an isolated shower or storm, but mainly south of Atlanta on Thursday. So as you can see, by 5 p.m., for those of you in Griffin, Edenton, even LaGrange, some storms will be possible for you tomorrow afternoon as you're driving home from work, Atlanta southward because of that cool front. And then once the cool front passes us by, that'll set the stage for a really nice end to your week. That is a time lapse from earlier this morning of the sunrise over Lake Lanier. That is not the live picture right now. 79 degrees is your current temperature. We've had some amazing time lapses over the past couple of days. So here's your forecast. 20% chance of an isolated storm in northwest Georgia this evening after 7 p.m. And then on Thursday, a 20% chance of an isolated storm south of Atlanta. 90 degrees is the high both today and Thursday. Once our cool front passes us by on Thursday, notice your forecast on Friday is looking really good. Mostly sunny skies. We'll start at 67 degrees Friday morning, so you'll notice cooler temperatures Friday morning. 87 degrees Friday afternoon. And then as we go into the weekend, we've been advertising this really nice weekend for Metro Atlanta. That will still happen. However, what we are starting to see with our cool front is once it moves south of us on Thursday, Friday's going to be nice, but we may have a little weak area of low pressure that develops along that front over the weekend that'll be just south of us. And when that low pressure develops, that could actually produce a couple of showers for Saturday or Sunday. The low pressure is very weak, so the chance of rain is very low right now. You'll still see mostly sunny skies on Saturday and Sunday, but it's not impossible to see a stray shower or two depending on exactly where that low develops along our front. So that's something we'll be tracking for you. Highs will be in the upper 80s both days over the weekend. Monday looks dry, 89 degrees, and then by Tuesday another front will be moving into North Georgia, so we'll increase the rain chances. You'll notice there's not a first alert on the 7-day forecast at all. That's because our rain chances are very low, even though we have several 20-30% chances and they're kind of sprinkled in. That's all very, very low end rain chances. So no first alerts, but we'll be tracking the potential for, again, an isolated storm in northwest Georgia tonight, and then some scattered storms south of Atlanta tomorrow. And then Friday looks great. Weekend should be mostly great. And first alert Chief Meteorologist Jennifer Valdez, she'll be updating your forecast for you on Atlanta News First at noon. So we will see you then. We hope you all have an amazing Wednesday. And until next time, we'll see you soon.